Hello guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Marv. This is Readings by Marvelous Madame Tarot. Oh, look at me. This is going to be your weekly energy reading, carrying you through the weekly energy of October 1st through the 8th. Everything you need is below in the description box for you and your collective. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Hello Leo collective, how are you? Well, couple of things I want to get out the way before we get these cards started. I'm sorry, I do have a couple of announcements and I apologize. First and foremost, if you are asking about the spa day wax melts, they are not discontinued. They are not sold out. It's just that a client of mine brought to my attention that it is not on the website. I am working on that one. I'm going to get the picture back up. Don't worry about it. Okay. That's the first thing. The second thing is that as of September 29th and moving forward, the scheduler will be changing from Acuity to Google Scheduler. The only thing that's going to change for you is the look and feel of things. So if you click on a link to book and it doesn't give you anything, you're on the wrong link. So I'm just going to give you a disclaimer and say that every video, including all of these and September 29th's full moon in Aries, as well as the Marvelous Enlightenment channel, your October astrology that's on that channel, all of those videos. So we're talking about 1 and 12 is 13 plus all of these. So every video going forward this week. If you find yourself running into an issue with booking, please always know that you can text the business line. And which actually, if you try to book, you'll see that, but I don't think that that's as obvious unless you are booking a reading with me. So some of you guys have the number and some of you guys don't. It's not a big deal. And that's that, okay? And into that announcement, there's been several people that have been confused on how to book and caught me in that transition period where they text me for a booking and I sent them the payment link so they can make the payment, and then they went ghost. That person or those people, is a few people, they've been blocked. I don't have time for that. Don't text me and have me rearrange my schedule and then, you go ghost. I really don't have time for that because you don't know what's going on the other end. And as long as I've been running this business, that doesn't happen. So a person that doesn't communicate and say, oh, you know what, whatever it was that made a person stop communicating, that's too steep, or I can't do that right now, whatever it is, then just say that. Don't just not say anything else. That's so immature. And I don't want to attract or read the people that have that type of energy. So that's that. Let's move on. Leo. The biggest thing for you this week is accepting the fact that it's not going to always be about you. What does that mean? Well, Venus is finally on the 8th of October moving into Virgo. And as it moves into Virgo, that means it's bye-bye Leo. You have had the time of your life, good, bad, or indifferent, from June until October the 8th because it's been in your sign. Now it's leaving. So that's going to be a different ball game for all of us, including you. So when it leaves, right now it's in your first house, but when it leaves, it's going to be going into your second house. And that means that there's going to be an emphasis, I would imagine, on your esteem and the money that you make as well, because that house is the money that you make, but it's just bigger than that. So I'm not going to get into it too much in this video. And I've been giving everybody the option. I don't know what I'm going to do yet because I'm speaking on a future basis by the time I'm recording this video. But I may do a video on it, or I may just talk about it in the next week's reading, okay? Looks like you're having a hard time transitioning this week. We do have our first signs of some type of health issue. Actually, I know a couple of Leos. A Leo in Venus and a Leo sun this week, or leaving last week, coming into this week, that had issues with health. There was a bunch of teeth issues. There were headache issues and things of that nature. So watch out for that. This cold is coming back around. Everybody is starting to get sick, but for you, you could be experiencing that. Praying hands for you if you're experiencing this, but this is feeling left out in the cold. From a tarot perspective, it actually is talking about that's imagery speaking. But it is a 5 of Pentacles. That means that there's some type of money loss or sickness or something that you experience. So I apologize for that. One of the things that I am going to tell you in the heart place, Leo, is that whenever death shows up, then something had to end. And death shows up to remind you that this thing had to end. So it could be the end of excess spending or whatever caused this. So, if you were the individual that caused it yourself, maybe you didn't see it because you have had a hot girl, hot boy summer, hot man, hot woman summer, whoever you are, you had that because the emphasis was on you. But now when Virgo comes around, deaf to all of that, Virgo is moving into your sign. And now there's going to be a focus on your finances and getting things shaped up, or a focus on your esteem and getting you together where you realize that you don't need people to make you feel a certain way, that you have to rely on yourself. So there's a lesson in this for you because you are the zodiac of the hour. And, when Venus stayed in your sign for 4 months and now it's moving into Virgo, and it's going to be whipping all of us into shape because it will be there for 4 weeks. So that's a lot. I think the biggest lesson with this 5 of Pentacles and this Death card leads you to 9 of Pentacles, which is self-reliance, period. Showing yourself and showing everyone else that you can stand on your own 2 feet. It's interesting. I am surrounded around a bunch of Leos and every single one of them is different. But one of the things that I can tell you is that there is definitely an energy of showing someone that I don't have to be codependent. I can do this on my own. There's nothing like my peace of mind and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's really just going to depend on what your Leo is blended with and what's in your chart. But this is what I've been seeing from the Leos that I am surrounded around. And sometimes you do have to crawl before you can walk. So it's definitely going to be an emphasis on relying on yourself and pulling yourself out of some type of financial something. So just expect some type of unexpected issue. But it doesn't necessarily have to be money. So keep that in mind as well. In the past, Virgo energy. So it looks like you kind of maybe a couple of weeks ago already started cutting people off, already starting to put yourself in an energy of Virgo energy. So that's a good thing. When a transit is about to change and you start to hone in and get that energy ahead of time, that's going to be better for you because now you're starting to get serious and the hot boy and hot girl summer is over. As we move into the colder months, now it's an emphasis on searching for what Leo wants, what makes Leo happy, what's going on with Leo. So instead of the energy or the spotlight that people shine on you, it's going to be more of an emphasis on you finding that for yourself. And that's what your past indicates. Present indicates that you're going through a moment of judgment, so it may not be the best time right now. You may or may not feel your best. You're going to want to isolate yourself. If we go one more down, you are in a sense crying over spilled milk. 2 5s indicate a betrayal. It could have been a flat out betrayal of somebody that you found out about, or something that you found out about as a result of the spotlight not being on you anymore. And as you move into an energy of taking things serious and possibly wanting to settle down and just scrutinize things a little bit more, you realize that you actually uncover something that upset you very much. Okay, so I do apologize for that. We're going in with marvelous truth, and one of the things that you're going to discover is body or your physical vessel. So there's something brewing with your body as it's connected to this second house thing. So this, again, is about your self-esteem, not necessarily about your money. Having to overcome something that obviously bothers you, and maybe you thought that this was something that you wanted, you needed, that someone else needed. You realize that it's not that serious. That's what this mainly is. It's teaching you about who you are. Kindness is on the table. Is there a past lover, situation, person, place, or thing that you were not as kind as you could have been to? That's another thing that you are dealing with, as judgment is here working on you. Okay, and what's our last one? We do have Taurus, Hierophant. So yeah, that completely makes sense. This is going to resonate with you if you have Taurus in your inner planets the most, as it seems like it's your message. So the Hierophant is here for indicating education, learning, marriage, religion, seeking counsel or advice, spiritual guidance or tradition. So yeah, you're being worked on right now. Everything is being re-examined. Everything is being reworked as you go through, this tearing down of sorts of your previous way of thinking, doing, and moving forward, okay? What remains is death, the hermit, and judgment. So it's probably not going to be the greatest time for you. I know a few Leos, again, that are going through this and they're sick and they just feel like it never ends. Could be some things going on with their body that's changing. They could be reminded of how they didn't treat somebody as kind as they should have. And more importantly, they're being or you guys collectively is being challenged to be the higher you. And what does that look like? Okay. Even when I remove these, this is your major arcana. And these are what remain. And it is very, very clear. A lot of people this week are going through judgment. It's very, very interesting that that's what's happening. Like, share, and subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. A week of changes, a week of a lot of changes, which is very evident for a lot of us. But we will see what next week brings, and I'm going to bring you up to speed. We're kicking off, ending this week, therefore kicking off next week with Venus's moving from your sign into Virgo, and it's eclipse week. So yeah, we're in for a ride. Like, share, subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. Always a pleasure, Leo. I'll see you next week when we do it again. Bye, guys.